Don't watch this video unless you want to earn $100,000 wholesaling real estate. That's right, guys. We are going to show you today exactly how to go from $0 all the way to $100,000 wholesaling real estate. Now, I'll be honest with you, and we've said this multiple times. There's a lot of ways to make a lot of money wholesaling real estate. There's so many ways you could do it. Like we can go for hours today on how to do it, but really what we're going to do is give you an easy guide for really anyone step by step today on how you can start making a ton of money wholesaling real estate. Now, this is not going to be like our typical video where we kind of share, oh, just do this, and that, right? We're just going to give you exactly what you need to know to make 100 grand. And here's my favorite part when people tell me like, Zach, you made this video a year ago. Let me tell you the truth. The game has changed drastically from 3 weeks ago. From now, the entire wholesaling game has had a complete shift. Last year to here, so much has changed. And we're going to show you exactly why we need to change it and how you can do this step by step for success here. And so the reason why, we go live so much and, we constantly share information is because the info changes. And the ways to do deals have drastically changed. So let's kind of break down exactly how to get this 100 grand, how to get it going. Now, the first thing I have to let everybody know is in wholesaling, you get paid for the results. You do not get paid for how long you worked. Can we repeat this? You get paid for the results, not how long you worked. I think this is the thing people give me all the time. Like, Zach, I feel like I deserve a deal. I worked 30 hours. This is the mindset you have to get off if you actually want to do deals, right?
Yeah, it's listen, you're going to put in a lot more time in the beginning, but it switches once you get this thing under wrap. So like anything else, you're going to have to put more time and effort into it. But if you're willing to make the investment, the payoff is there. So remember, guys, a lot of people just try wholesaling. If you actually want to do and take the information me and Zach give you, you can actually do wholesaling. So most of you are competing with people who try. If you get the right education, you got the right attitude, you can actually employ your information and easily go out and get that 100K.
That's it. That's what it takes. So we're just getting that all set up. But guys, you get paid for the results. So the end goal is to make 100 grand. It's not about, you went out here and you worked and you did 130 hours. No, okay. Guys, this is the same principle of how long you drive does not determine the distance that is traveled. Oh, I drove for 4 hours. 4 hours with my grandma is a lot different than 4 hours with you.
Or okay.
And it depends. Like if you're going 150 miles an hour for 4 hours versus you're going 30 miles an hour for 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So the reason I'm giving you that example is I think so many people try to go out here and equate, oh man, I did 3, 4, 5 hours of driving and I deserve to go 500 miles. It's like, well, if you're going 30 miles an hour, I don't care how long you've been driving. That has zero determination on if you're going to get a deal or not. It drives me crazy. Now, the real distance, if you want to look at like wholesaling, is speed multiplied by time. That's it. How fast you're doing something by how long you're doing it. That is basically the distance of, so if you're going 90 miles an hour for an hour, 90 miles. Pretty simple. But the problem is, some of y'all get so stuck on the time. How much time? How quickly can I get a deal? I kid you not, on my Sunday live stream, somebody asked me, Zach, can you guarantee if I put 20 hours a week in wholesaling, I'll get a deal? Guarantee me.
Yes.
Guarantee me. Give me a guarantee.
That's called a job. Go get a job.
I said, you want a guarantee? Well, I wanted to tell the guy, I'm like, give me a guarantee I'll wake up tomorrow morning. Not one person on this earth can do that. And not because it's very statistically likely, these, I can't say that word. A lot of people don't want me to, who sell coaching, but like, I can tell you this right now, it's going to happen. But the funniest part about wholesaling is the reason why we make disproportionate amount of income is because there's no guarantee in what we do. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur. You're not guaranteed money. You're not guaranteed success. And for just if you look at the people coming and going in wholesaling, statistically, you're more likely not to make it than make it. And I'm not saying that in like a way to discourage you, but like if I have 1 million people getting wholesaling, do each one of them do a deal?
Nope.
No. But I'll tell you, statistically, every single hardworking one usually gets it. And so the thing is, I cannot guarantee you get a deal. I cannot guarantee you get success. The only thing I can statistically guarantee you is if you put 25 hours a week in wholesaling and you cold called 1,000 probates, let's say, for example, and I have to put and you had a 15% contact rate, and you used my scripts, and you used my cash buyer hacks, and you went through freewholesaling.com, and you JV'd with people, then I can pretty much guarantee within a year you'll get a deal. The problem is I just can't give a blanket guarantee to everyone. But if you kind of go through all the variables, yeah, you're going to make it. It won't be that bad. But the problem is you have to meet all the variables. And this individual, who I felt was trolling me, said, I'm not getting any results. Why not? And I know, I feel like I say this to be funny, but I don't. I always do this. Oh, you're not getting results? And I just basically like, please tell me what you're doing. And then I just go through the questions. How many calls you make? I don't know. Strike one. What script are you using? Well, your script sucks, Zach, and I used my own that I made up in my own head.
Let's hear it.
How many people picked up the phone? I don't know, but I think I worked hard and I deserve a deal. Yeah. Everyone was telling me in the comments, they're like, Zach, get this guy off the phone. And I'm like, no, I really need a deep dive into this guy's problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out that he didn't. I asked him this one extra question. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. All right. I said, did you post a digital bandit sign? Now, his first thing was, I went through your entire course, Zach, and I haven't gotten a deal. That means your stuff sucks. And I just asked him one question. I said this. I said, how many digital bandit signs have you posted? And this man, and I call him a boy, this boy had the courage to go tell me to my face. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm listening.
He said, it's right here. It's right here. He said, what's a digital bandit sign? I almost flipped the table. Zach, I went through your entire course.
Except that section.
Well, I skipped the parts that I think I know.
That's part of I always talk about this. You take your old personality, your old mindset, the one that, let's be honest, you just got the wrong instructions and you try to apply it to wholesaling. And people want to know why it doesn't work. You literally have to reprogram your mind.
Ron's reminding me. He said, on my mama's life, I went through your entire course. You know what I told him? I said, your mom is dead. Yeah. No, he said, on my mama's life, I went through the entire course. I'm like, you don't know what a digital bandit sign is? He said, no. I said, your mom is dead. And I don't say that to be mean, but all I'm saying is not to be an arrogant jerk, because I don't try to be. But you and I collectively have made tens of millions of dollars, 8 figures of assignment fees over 24, 25 years of wholesaling.
Mm-hmm. And
you legitimately think that we all the information in our brains, 8 figures of assignment fees, we poured into a course, everything we know.
Mm-hmm.
We could charge, but we give it all for free. And you decide that you want to make money. And you think, hey, you know what? I know this says marketing with Rick and Zach Ginn. I know they say marketing is the most important part.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to skip it because I think I saw a video for like 30 minutes of Zach talking about marketing. I'm telling you right now, we have exclusive videos in the free course, obviously, and that we can't share on YouTube. But it's like, how arrogant do you have to be to say, okay, I know these guys made 8 figures in assignment fees, wholesaling, one of the largest wholesalers in the entire country, and they give it all for free. But I don't feel like going through every single one. Guys, you can't afford not to.
It's like skipping leg day.
It's like skipping leg day. And so you just have to learn. Guys, we go live all the time and we still get daily messages. What's the digital bandit sign? Where's your free course? How do I comp a property? How do I find repair costs? Every single day. So that's why obviously we go live a lot, because we're here to answer newbies and answer all the questions. And we got our insane videos. You guys have been amazing, by the way, on the videos we've been dropping. We've been up in the quality and you guys have been just showing more love. And so we're going to keep it going. But the thing about this is we're just getting started. We're here to help even more people. The community has grown to 16,000 people in the free
really cool.
community. We're almost at 18,000 in the Discord. It's amazing. But let me tell you this. All right. We need to start focusing on driving money to the bank account. That is the goal. The goal in wholesaling is not to make cold calls. The goal of wholesaling is not to make offers. The goal of wholesaling is not to find cash buyers. The sole goal of why you're watching this is to drive money into your bank account. There is nothing more, nothing less we need to talk about, right? Like this is why we're doing it. You're not here. You're not watching us because we have some cool radio voice and we sound sexy and everything. You're listening to us because what we can give you in this video is help for you to drive money into your bank account. Simple as that.
Yep.
And now let's talk about this. How do we drive money into the bank account? Well, what is wholesaling essentially? We sell contracts to rich landlords and house flippers. So we have a piece of paper and we sell that piece of paper to a cash buyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give us an assignment fee, which is a check that goes inside of our bank account.
Yep. That's simple.
That's it. I think I flexed. I was kind of a jerk on TikTok the other day. I'm trying to get the newbies in.
Yeah.
I think I had like 140 grand of just like checks in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, hey, this is a typical week for me. Why don't you do the same thing? It goes viral on there, but everyone's like, wow, how can I make hundreds of thousands of dollars every single week? I'm like, that's pretty easy. Just flip paper. And this business is so beautiful and it makes me tear up thinking about it. It's like anybody can go out here and do it. But the thing is, the point is to drive money to his bank account. How do you drive money to your bank account? Well, you drive money towards your bank account by getting these contracts. Well, how do I get a contract? Well, you got to get it signed by a seller. How do I do that? Well, you have to offer to buy their house. How do I find people I can offer to? Well, you got to get leads. How do you get leads? Cool. So it all starts, talked about this Tuesday, it all starts, the genesis, the start of putting money in your bank account is just getting leads. That is where 90% of our action, our time, our efforts need to be spent. Regardless of whoever tells you anything differently, I know a lot of people say it's all about selling the deal. It's all about acquisitions. It's all about Dispo. None of that stuff really matters unless we actually get a contract. It is way easier. It is way easier to sell a car when you have a car for sale than trying to find people looking to buy cars without having a car for sale. Because it's like, well, if I lock up a Mustang, then I can go out here and find buyers for Mustangs. If I find a guy that wants to buy cars, he might not want a Mustang. So it's actually easier to get the car locked up and then find the buyer. So what we developed is, we've been talking about this for a little bit, but this is a really awesome method to get 100 grand. It is called the Spartan method. Now, the reason why we call it the Spartan method is because we like using names with things. I don't know. People love it for some reason.
They do.
Most people do it to sell you something. We do it for free. We had the bull method. We have all these different type of methods, but this is the Spartan method. The Spartan method is pretty simple. We have one Greek cinema movie that we love from Greek culture, and it's the movie 300.
It's a great movie.
We love that movie. And of course, it's
half
mythical, half not, but it's just an amazing, amazing movie. It's about the Battle of Thermopylae at the gates with King Leonidas with his Spartan soldiers against 100,000 Persians. Absolutely amazing. And then he was against King Xerxes. We loved it. We love that movie, right? Well, yeah. I think I watch that thing 4 times a year. Every quarter I gotta watch.
It's really cool.
It's a fun movie. But it's about Spartans. We love Spartans. They're pretty gangster people, by the way. But here's the thing about the 300 Spartans. They inspire me, right? 300 soldiers, that's 100,000, right? They eventually lost, but I think everyone knows that. That's why we call it the Spartan method, because of the 300 Spartans. Now, let's take in mind the number 300, right? That is what this method's all about. So what you need to be focused on if you want to be a Spartan in wholesaling, right? It's pretty easy. Number one, in the month, we need to focus on getting in a week. We got to get 100 contacts a week. I didn't write a week. 100 contacts a week. That's actually, I'm not even asking much. It's really not a lot. I don't think I'm asking much here. But we need to focus on doing 100 contacts a week. That is it. That's 100 out of the 300. 100 contacts a week. If we could focus on that, we get deals. In the month, we need to focus on working at least 100 hours. Look, it's all about the work you do. It's not. But if we have a general trajectory of where we need to go, it's like being on a boat. You know, it's like, where do I go? I'm in the middle of nowhere on the boat. Well, you need to go north, south, east, or west. Okay, I know it doesn't really matter because we're lost, but we generally need to know where's the closest landmass.
Yep.
In Florida, it's west, obviously, right? But like, you got to know where you got to go. And generally, we need to focus towards about 100 hours a month if we can. Now, you might be like, Zach, dude, I don't have that much time. Bro, you're broke. You're broke. You can't afford to only wholesale for 10 hours. Now, if you had like $200 a month or something, yeah, sure, we can bring that down. But the point of the video, the thumbnail of the video is 0 to 100,000, right? If you have no money, you need wholesaling has there's two parts of your fuel in the rocket for wholesaling. You have time and money. It's best to have both, obviously. Most businesses don't have both. So if you have no money, usually most businesses will never work. You have no money, right? Wholesaling is a very special business. If you have no money, you just got to inject a stupid amount of time into it, and you eventually will get deals. And then you can pour money, and then you don't have to work so hard.
Yep.
But I have found the best chart between having like success in a month, 10 grand a month, right, is going to be around 100 hours for the month. That's about 25 hours, maybe 20 if you have a longer week, but like about 25 hours. And a lot of this is because you have to manually skip trace, which is the hardest part. A lot of it is you cold calling, some of it's learning, but 100 hours is roughly where we need to be at. And I repeat myself a lot. I say this so many times, but if you are watching this and you are, let me know if you agree, but like if you are not married and you live with your parents and you have no kids, I'm just telling you as a man, if you're a man and or a woman, I don't really care, but if you live at home and you have no kids and you are not married, every single waking hour outside of your job needs to be spent towards wholesaling. No exceptions. Zero exceptions. And I really could care less about any of your excuses. The only ones that I kind of like say okay with, if you have like someone you're taking care of, a family member, loved one, like something like that, maybe. But like outside of that, every waking hour needs to be put towards wholesaling. If you live with your mom and you're 19 years old and you're broke and you work at Walmart 40 hours a week, you should put an extra 60 hours in the wholesale. Like, what else are you going to do? Like, what do you think here? Like, go all out.
I mean, there's an age-old saying that's just always true. There's people that talk about doing wholesaling, which is basically 10 to 1. And the people that actually do it, the ones that talk about it, gossip. I'm not talking about asking quality questions, but like I can go through the comments. I can tell just by the comments, I've been doing this so long, who's actually doing it and who's trying to find an excuse to justify why their ego doesn't want to do it. And honestly, I can tell instantly when I talk to anybody in these comments or anybody I meet with. I go, have you gone through freewholesaling.com? Oh, yeah. No one ever told me they bet their mother's life on it, but
that guy did.
I can ask you 3 direct point questions. I know right away if you consume the information or not. And we're in a society, think about this. How many mentors and coaches and gurus tell you must read? Now, reading's important. It's like learning from the dead. It really is. You can get someone's mind that's not even alive. Like I love like Marcus Aurelius, all this stuff, because there's lessons to be learned because there's patterns. But here's a problem is sometimes we read a book, it's bad. It's just like a movie. They get bad.
There we go. We are back on a little bit. So they tried to get us. They tried.
I try to pull the cord out.
Come on. They try to pull the cord out. It ain't gonna work here. So I'm actually on my LTE right now on my phone. So it's gonna be a little choppy for the next couple minutes. But guys, come on. You ain't gonna stop me. So we're talking again about reading and all these things. If you could spend time reading, yeah, that's great. But the one thing I can let you know is reading is decent. You know, a lot of people look back at history and they think great things of it. But one thing I will tell you is reading will get you nowhere compared to action.
Correct. But my whole point of it is I have ADHD. It's if a book doesn't grab my attention, I just move on. I used to force myself to read it. You're better off if you find an instructional book or something like
Changing the
freewholesaling.com.
Wi-Fi really quick. It might bump off for a second, but
Okay.
Wi-Fi is back on. There you go.
Grasping the book. So if you read 20 books in a year, but like you don't retain anything from it, you did the exact same thing you did in high school. Like we just study stuff, take a test. I'd rather you read one book and master it, period. And that's it. So like some of the meditations and books, like the Stoics, they like one of the disciplines, they take 1 year and you read 1 page a day and you must grasp every word, every concept. So if you look at it like that, you're going to rip the book apart. That's how you look at it. That's how you really learn. If you want credit for just reading a book, you can do it all day long. And I met people who met thousands of books and stuff like that. But I've met some people who read like almost no little books. I like books because you can access information from people that aren't alive that have valuable skill sets and wisdom to pass down. But some of you guys just read books because people tell you to read books. Stop it. Like get stuff that make it count. Be present in the book. I don't care if you got to read 1 page a day and you grasp it. That's fine. There's certain books I read 1 page a day for the rest of my life because they're so impactful. Find a book like that. So many times I get a book, I go, this is the most useless book, but I was told to read it. And we got to stop trying to get credit for how many books we read, how many things we do. You get credit for how many deals you do in wholesaling, and that's it. So if you find something that gravitates for it, it's great. Freewholesaling.com is the perfect example. I tell you what, if I had to start that course and do it, I would consume it head to toe. I'd do each video probably 30, 40 times. To the point, I've had people go just like this.
Nice.
They go, hey, Rick, I saw in that video at 3 minutes and 33 seconds, you said the following. I'm like, holy crap, you pay attention, and I love it. As opposed to someone goes, I don't know, my market's kind of saturated. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm like, you know what? You're right. If you don't believe it, I don't believe it. So
yeah, exactly. So 100 hours a month. I'm telling you, if you, especially you as a beginner, right? If you were back from college and before you started having a job, if you put all your time into wholesaling, you'd probably do a lot better than trying to do it with a full-time job with kids and a family. So the point is, once you start having kids and a family and you're married, like it gets a lot harder to wholesale. And everyone in here that has kids and are married, all agree. All of them pretty much agree to that. And what I mean by this is you should probably, if you have the tools, which is your time available, go do it. I'm telling you right now. And the stress of I have to make it work is not there either. So on top of that too, I would tell everyone too, the last 100 is kind of like this, a little bit of the Hail Mary thing, but like this just ups the chance of success. This is putting at least 100 sticky notes, or if you're virtual, 100 digital bandit signs. If you could do this, right, doing 100 contacts a week, let's do it for the week. 100 contacts for the week, 100 hours a month, and 100 sticky notes, that is 300. That will get you 100 grand. But here's the thing. This is the scary part, right?
mm-hmm.
You actually have to do that every month. Like you can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to do it," and then you end up not doing it, and then you cry, and then like it don't work for you. Like you have to actually do it. That's the thing.
That's it. And you're going to keep score at the end of the day. And you either can tell yourself the truth. You can tell me and Zach whatever you want. It's not going to fix it. Actually, you just exaggerate the problem. So just go out there and get it done. Like it, everybody wants to flip 15 houses a month. Dude, just start with one.
Yeah.
And once you get the skill set and the reps in, you're going to find tendencies and you get better at it and you get more confident. And then you expand your marketing and then you learn how to scale. But most of you in the fight, I saw somebody posted on here, what if I don't have a computer? Go to the library. You know how many people we've taught from the library?
You can do it from your phone. It's fine
do it
too.
from your phone. You can like that's. Listen, if you can't figure that part out, you're probably not going to be very resourceful in wholesaling. So either you have to learn that skill set, or you have to go do something else. That's it. Like so many people try to come into wholesaling and try to treat it like a 9-to-5 job, like they work at their corporate like company. And I have a problem with this. Do I see the finance department? Do I go to the marketing department? Dude, you are it. You are all departments. You got to figure it out.
All right, we're gonna ask Zach. What do you mean by 100 contacts? It's a great question. 100 contacts is basically somebody picking up the phone and saying, "Hello, I'm the owner of the property." What this means, if you cold call somebody and you ask them, "Hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Street?" They said, "Yes, I am." "Are you interested in selling the property?" "No." "Okay." That's a no, but that's also a contact. The name of the game is to get a lot of contacts. The reason why I tell everyone to be doing contacts is the vanity metric, the metric that makes you feel good. Mine's the Apple Watch, how many calories you burn.
Yeah.
Who cares you burn 700 calories if you're 400 pounds? Like it don't matter, you know. And if you go eat 1,000 calories after the workout, I think the calories burned on the Apple Watch is probably the biggest vanity metric. It's not about how much you burn, sweetie. It's about how much you eat.
Yeah.
How much you eat and burn.
That's everybody's problem.
And the thing in wholesaling is everyone's like, I made 1,000 cold calls. First and foremost, did you really make 1,000? Or do you feel like you made it? Some people like feel like they did it, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, too, 1,000 cold calls to me absolutely means nothing. It absolutely means zero to me. Like, I don't care how many calls you make actually anymore. I'll ask it to generally get a number. But one thing I will let everybody know watching this is 1,000 calls means nothing. Now, if you make 1,000 calls, you should at least get 100 to 150 contacts. It's a pretty general rule, I think. 100 to 150 contacts.
Yeah.
Some people make 1,000 calls and get 14 contacts. And they feel like they're destroying the guy at 500.
So here's a little tip for you. If you have to use the word feel, and then you're going to give a quantitative piece of data after it, it's like saying but. Hey, Zach, listen, you're a nice guy, but I don't like you.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I feel like I did 1,000 phone calls, Zach. So, and I'm like, so here's my thing. I go, do you want credit? There you go. You don't get credit for how many calls you make. Like that's like we are not. You don't have a boss go, look, I made 1,000 cold calls. Are you impressed? You have to impress your sellers and yourself, and that's it. So if I always say wholesaling, it just has no room for like your emotions, yours. They're just irrelevant. And I know that's cold and it's hard. But if you look at that, this is why people have to make business decisions. How you feel, even the way you think sometimes, it steers you wrong because most of you don't have the experience in wholesaling to make a judgment call on it. So when you start playing with your words, like use the word feel, I already know where it's going. So just go, hey, if you're going to make 1,000 calls, do it. Show it. Show me you did 1,000 calls. Don't do it to get credit. Do it to get guidance and leadership so you can move forward and make those slight changes to get closer to the promised land of wholesaling. But like we are in a society where I feel like I made 1,000 calls. This thing doesn't work. Right? So if you say that, there's nothing me and Zach can say to you to fix it. You've already made up your mind and you've already pre-programmed yourself and you're using your old personality to do your new wholesaling venture and you wonder why you're not getting the results. So kill your ego. Do what we tell you to do, figure out what you can allot time and money wise, and just go all in. And remember, if you're going to run a marathon in wholesaling, it doesn't matter when you finish as long as you finish. If you guys want to look good, plenty of people on the internet to make you look good temporarily. It's not going to make you rich. Remember, the difference between looking rich and being rich, completely different schools of thoughts. And unfortunately, we are in a country, mostly in America, where looking rich is the norm. The problem is everyone looking rich, they're completely freaking broke. If you're going to quantify what someone's worth based on the car they drive, you don't get it. The house, everything. The only thing that matters is, number one, how happy are you? And number two, how many people can you serve? And do you have the funds to take care of the people you love the most? That's it. And if you do that, you can do anything you want in wholesaling.
That's it. So the one variable we could talk about here is becoming a list ninja. Now, what I mean by this is, honestly, get nichey. So what I mean by this is that, it's weird. The nichier the list, the better.
True.
Which basically means, what's my definition of like a niche list? It's basically the harder it is to get the list or the least amount of people contacting that type of list, the better. It's just like if it's a regular like fishing pond and less people are fishing in the fishing pond, usually you catch more fish.
Yep.
That's just general rule of thought here. And the funniest part about this is, like you and I, like when we go fishing, right, we have to fly sometimes all the way to basically Cabo in Mexico, the southern tip of the
Baja.
What's the peninsula?
Baja Peninsula.
It's the Baja Peninsula?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Okay. In California Sur, it's a state of Mexico, and we have to fish there for marlin. You know why? Because in Florida, everyone fishes for marlin. They try. They can't get it there.
There's not as many.
There's not as many, but there's a reason why. Because in Mexico, we have to go 200 miles off the coast of a very, outside of Cabo, right? Very, very, very secluded part of Mexico, separated by the Gulf of California, which is not the Gulf of America. This is different than the Gulf of America. There's another Gulf called the Gulf of America in the Sierra Cortez. You have to go across there, then go over these mountain ranges, and then you got to go 100 miles offshore. Nobody's fishing there.
Yeah.
And you can catch like 15, 20 white marlin, striped marlin, blue marlin in a day. And the funny part is because there's less people are fishing there. And here's the funny part about where, fishing over there, right? Is you don't even need the best fishing equipment there. You know why? Because no one's out there fishing it.
No, I agree.
In Florida, you have to get the craziest equipment. You have to what? We have to dredge 17 different types of squid. And the marlin, if it's not perfectly done, they ain't going to bite it.
Yep.
And the funniest part about that is you don't even need a fancy boat out there.
Nope, not many. Because
it's very hard to actually bring a boat there because there's so many fish and not enough people fishing there. You can just destroy it out there.
Yep.
It's sad, but like it's crazy. And so this is a general rule in wholesaling too. If less people are just doing a list in that market, you're gonna do good. Like Oklahoma City. How many people are pulling the arrest record list in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma? Pretty much no one.
Don't make me pull it.
I'm just telling you guys, like, how many people are pulling a pre-foreclosure in Houston? Everyone. Everybody. Okay. And so that's the thing, guys. It drives me insane. All right. That you guys don't understand the concept of a niche list. Less wholesalers. And it doesn't mean there's less fish. I'm not using fish and wholesalers as an example, but it doesn't mean there's less fish if people aren't fishing there.
Yep.
That's not. So a lot of people think there's less wholesale deals on the arrest record list. That's why no one does. No, it's because everyone's scared to do it. They feel like the person's going to go to their house and beat them up. It's hilarious to me. It's insane to me, guys. If you walk around, let's say a local Walmart or a grocery store, and if they had a little ding in front of them of people that got arrested, you'd be living your whole life in fear. Oh my God, that person is a felon.
And you have no
There's
idea.
a lot of felons. And it's not a bad, like, they're not inherently terrible people. Some are, obviously. But like a lot of people get arrested, and there's a lot of them. And it doesn't mean that they're scours of society. And so like just people have their weird mental roadblocks on it, right? And so I'm just telling you, get niched out for your lists. That is my best advice to everybody here. Now, we even went crazier on this, right? We actually created a new type of wholesaler last week called the nationwide niche wholesaler, right? This is a great virtual one, but we actually released a entire free government list generating list pulling basically spreadsheet. And we just made every single government list in the entire country absolutely for free for the top 100 markets. We actually did that.
Works.
So what are you waiting for? We just got to ask this. Zach, I saw the free government list website you guys put out, but I have no clue how to navigate it. Well, let me show you how to do it. By the way, guys, the best way to do it is you just got to go to freewholesaling.com on the bottom here. Let me show you how to do it absolutely for free. So let's go here and do it. So just go to freewholesaling.com, by the way. All right, where is it? Right here. Okay. Go to freewholesaling.com, which is right here. 16,000 people. Shout out to the community. We love that. Awesome. But go here. Oh, look at me right there. And all you got to do is click the spreadsheet. And let that spreadsheet load. Right here. And pretty much if you are in any of the red dots, we have all pretty much the government list for you right here. You don't have to pay for it. What? Can you let them know? You don't have to pay for it.
You don't have to pay for it.
Completely for free.
Pay for it. We're trying to give you guys the tools to be successful, because if you make money, we'll eventually make money with you. And so I always tell you, you got to provide value. That's all we ever do here. I know it's an abused word, but like people charging. So just so you guys know, it's basically illegal to collect this information and resell it.
Some states you can, but most of them it's very illegal to do it.
So most people don't ask for permission. And honestly, however we can get the information readily available for you, just so you know, when you buy these lists, they're not for resale. And so when people resell them, they actually make it harder for you and me, because this is why they have all these policies to stop people from doing it. But people still do it. Maybe they should just stick to wholesaling instead of selling lists. But
I'm just telling you guys, you can't go out here and buy these type of lists. And it's actually illegal to do. And the governments are really going to start cracking down on this if people start mining and selling it. Yep. So I'm telling you, if anyone's selling government lists, please do not do it. You're going to make government lists harder. You might go, well, that's the point. So I can make more money doing it. No, they're going to sue your butt for selling government data, which you agreed on disclosure not to do. Some of these states got, by the way, guys, some of these counties, you have to click a button saying, I agree not to sell this data. Not market. You can market. You just can't sell the data.
Correct.
And I mean, I would not want 50 markets.
Yeah, for all the gurus going to copy and paste this on it. Enjoy, because lots of stuff in there for you.
Go copy. The problem is you can't copy and paste this information, because if you copy and paste it, then why am I going to buy your marketing program? But okay. So how you navigate the website? You go here and you basically choose the market. All right. So I want to do Syracuse, New York. You click this. You see this little link? Mm-hmm. You click it and it pops up an extra link. Now the rest I really can't show you, unfortunately, because of how YouTube is. But basically it pops up. And maybe I'll show it. Maybe I'll show it. Just
too many records.
Maybe I'll show it. Okay. I might just show it a little bit because I'm crazy. Right here. This is Syracuse, right here, New York. And you just click download. And what it does is it will download. There's too many records on here, by the way. So you can filter the data out even right. If you go to filter data right here, and you do by open date, and you can do just basically this.
We had a busy day today.
You can do that. There we go.
7,513.
And then there's that search tab right there. Cool. And then you go back to styling. Where's the back? Oh, there you go. And then boom, you can update the records here, but pretty much you just press download or press view details, and every single code violation in Syracuse, New York, boom, right there, absolutely for free. Guess how you get this information? It's pinned right now at free wholesaling. Let me just drop the, guys, you don't just want me to drop the spreadsheet. Let me just drop the spreadsheet. You know why? As long as you guys don't pertain to the government list resale scam going on in the country. Guys, it's crazy. People want to say this. We're just going to give it to you for free.
Yeah.
So here's the free link. So let everyone have this. This is for the people. Remember, tell everyone, don't buy government lists. These are liens that you get for free here. These are probates. These are code violations. Any other type of government list you want to talk about, And it's really cool. We got a lot of these states. We actually have pretty much all of them done. For example, here you go back to this spread. We have pretty much all of Florida, all of South Carolina, half of North Carolina, a lot of Texas, most of the big states in Texas. And we're probably going to add 100 markets, hopefully in the future, and eventually get that over to 1,000 markets. But it's pretty dang cool. So yeah, we're very excited about it. That's all I could say. And it's revolutionizing everything. It's very funny. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So yeah, this is a flex on the whole entire wholesaling game, where it's basically like, we've been telling you forever how to pull government lists, and we've just decided we're just going to physically do it for you.
I just don't understand why
people used to say, Rick, can you pull the probates for me in this market?
Yeah.
We literally just did that too.
But just, guys, the word free is so abused in wholesaling. Like we are 100%, like everything we do is free. And nothing annoys me more than when someone makes you an offer, you go there and then like there's a lock or I got to pay a big fee. It's extremely disappointing, and I get it. But the idea is, the more value, the more we help you guys out, is more opportunity for you to JV with us. And the more people I can get started and introduced in the wholesaling, that's my job. That's it. That's my job. And I can help the most advanced person. I can help the person who's never done a deal. And that's what I love about doing this business. We do not believe on one-on-one coaching because it's just too grossly expensive, and the value add, I just don't think it's there. It's the old way to do it. So we provide you tools. You need tools to get started because most of you don't have capital. You don't have money. So keep in mind, you guys vote with two things: your time and your money. Use it wisely in wholesaling. Me and Zach try to bring you the A game in everything we do. I love wholesaling. I'm not one of these guys that got the wholesaling. I got to get the hell out of it. Some people do that. I get it. You have the right to do it. But if you do wholesaling right, it is a business that can grow with you, your family, and everybody in the rest of your life, whatever you want to do. And that's the beauty of it. And the more people I can introduce. Did I pick wholesaling because I'm so infatuated with flipping homes? No, I didn't. I did it because it gave me the lifestyle that I wanted. And I actually enjoy it. And when it comes to it, I do like nice real estate. Don't get me wrong, but I actually enjoy the people part. And most of you are so focused on the real estate, you forgot about the people. Give me an example. You ever have customer service call you and like, they go, okay, is this Mr. Ginn? Do I have permission to speak Mr. Ginn? I go, it's Mr. Ginn. And then, okay, Mr. Ginn, I got a couple questions. I go, hey, listen, I know you've talked to a lot of people, but my name is Ginn. It would really help me out if you pronounce it correctly. Mr. Ginn, I just got these couple questions. I'll get through it. I just want to throw, like, I know you're not listening to me. And that's the problem, what we have like in the world today. So if I can teach you to go out and how to market and find these niche lists and find motivated sellers that need to sell, then your next skill set is learn how to do the art of a conversation and connect with people. They said the two most powerful things that the market, that transcribes in the market to get the highest conversion rate for any type of sales. And I use the word sales very loosely. It's real simple. It's about being authentic and actually helping people. They just did a study. I'll get the data for the study, but it's like, you guys had to spend millions of dollars to get that information. People are tired of the fakeness. So with free comes fakeness. If you want to help something free, take them all the way. I'm not talking about one-on-one. Everybody can't do that. But the idea is, here's the tools. Here's where you find this, do this. Show me that you want it. So we love to send you guys out. I get 1,000 people out there in a week just going out and scouring. And then 25 of them come back. Hey, I got this under contract. That's when the light bulb goes off and you have fun. You guys got to go through that fight and do it. But if you understand, to truly convert people, they want authenticity, which is all I'm about. And number two, they want you to connect with them. If you can do those two things, you can convert anybody.
Exactly. So that is nationwide niche wholesaling. Now, you can do regular, traditional, virtual, or local wholesaling, which we're big fans of too. You can JV. There's so many things on here. But as a Spartan in wholesaling real estate, you got to remember your weapon are the phones. So you fight with the phones. Now, the point of this is, when you are talking to a seller, you get a motivated seller. Just understand, it's not about texting. You do not close someone texting. You do not deal with leads texting. Everything is done over the phones. Now, I'd rather you talk to the lead in person. I'd rather you go and physically talk to that seller. but you can still do it virtually. You are fighting with your phone. So you are using those phones to fight for your life, for you to get success and freedom and like just to change everything. The only way you're going to do that is by calling a seller. It's the only way. You do not get it. And so the reason why I'm telling you this is because that is probably the part here that starts, oh my gosh, you're starting to get freaked out. The reason you're getting flipped out right now is because the thought of you being on the phone scares you. How are you a Spartan if the fear of fighting somebody with a spear scares you? You know what they did with Spartans that were shivering with the spear? They're not here anymore. They're not there. So the thing is, if you want to be a Spartan, have you heard of a scared Spartan? No way. No way at all.
You got to be fearless. Like you really, and guys, we're not talking about putting you at like physical harm.
No.
We're just using it as an exaggerated example to show you the mentality. Listen, the biggest fight you'll ever have is in your mind. It's never going to be physical. Anybody can get through a physical fight. Fighting your mind, it doesn't go away. It's always there to kind of annoy you. So you got to get through it. And so I've learned that anything that frightens you or scares you, you need to lean into it. And if you go away from it, you're probably going to have that same tendency in wholesaling. So you're going to have to overcome that part. So if you don't like rejection, don't like talking to people, let's make sure wholesaling is a good fit for you. I'm not here to make people do stuff they don't want to do. If you're horrified to talk to people and you don't like dealing with know-it-all, like we need to work on that before you're going to be even slightly successful in wholesaling. Like I can't fix that part of it. It's never going away. And honestly, when I was young, that stuff used to fear the heck out of me. And I just didn't understand it. And I haven't had the guidance. Just if all I did was lean into it, even as a teenager, I would have been so much further along. So if you have that fear, but you're gravitating towards wholesaling, you know wholesaling will bring you to the promised land if you put in the work. But if you're not willing to make the phone calls and you can't overcome that fear, there's nothing me and Zach can say to you to fix that. So deal with that, hit it head on. The best way to do it is get a list, pick up that damn phone, and just start calling. And you're going to find after about the 9th or 10th call, you go, it's not that bad. Nobody hurt me. Some people swore at me. Some people hung up on me, but like, that's it. It's on a phone. It is so safe. I prefer you do it in phone in person because you can get through it faster. And if it goes south, you can just get out of town. When you do door to door, when I used to do it, man, sometimes you just got stuck in an hour-long conversation and you knew you weren't going to buy the house. And there's something about eye contact when you make with someone. You have to get consent to disengage. It is a human permission thing. So when you get in a conversation, if I was talking to Zach, if I just walked away, it's considered rude by both parties. And so with the phone is you can end a really bad conversation. And I'm just telling you, they're not going to hurt you. Like if you physically can get hurt on the phone, it means your mind is taking you down and you just got to reprogram it. That's the good thing. And don't worry, it's your parents, it's your school. Everybody's taught you like, this is what you need to do. You need to be the average. You need to just go get your 40-hour week. Stop trying to be a superhero. Just be like us. You should do the opposite then. I'm just telling you, I did that and it got me nowhere. And I wasted 12 years of my life. So I learned from it. So if I can save anyone from a 12-year mistake, I've done my job here.
Exactly. So the hardest part in wholesaling that I have found is it's not getting over the fear of the phones because some people can get over that. I'm talking like for success or not, it's just becoming wildly consistent. This is by far the hardest part of wholesaling. It's doing what you don't want to do for a long enough time horizon. That's the hardest part in wholesaling. And that's the easiest one just to kind of gloss over, but that's the one you should be focusing the hardest on. It's not about running, 100 miles in a day. You can run a mile a day for 100 days. It's actually better probably physically for you to do that because you might have a heart attack or something.
Well, let me ask you, is there a difference between running 5 miles or walking 5 miles?
There's no difference.
There's a little bit of a training difference, but like some of you guys, you just need to start crawling, you start walking, and then you go in the running. But some of you want to sprint, and you all know where the sprinting is going to get you. You're going to look good for a short amount of time, and you're going to fall into that classic style of you look rich, but you don't want to become rich. See, The only difference is a look rich. They just want to skip the work and get to the end result. The person wants to become the rich. They embrace the journey, the grind, the suck, the hustle, and they know they will be there. And that's why they endure it. The person looking rich, they're just trying to impress someone, and you can only keep that facade up so long.
That's it. You guys show up every day. That's it. I have not stopped wholesaling since the day I started, and I probably won't ever. No matter what, you got to keep going. Spartans do that too. They're a little more aggressive. They used to they didn't grant citizenship to Spartans that failed their agoge. That was like their training. What it was called. Kind of scary.
And when they take the kid and they're 5 and 6, and then they wouldn't come back home.
That's like mythology. That's the whole.
But they trained them from them. Like that's,
yeah.
So listen, it's okay if you didn't start wholesaling at 5 or 6. We need some real.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but just guys become wildly consistent. The thing about this is, I've said this lots of times, but this is another thing. Back 3,000 years ago, when everyone was a farmer, even 2,000 years ago, everyone was a farmer. Really, honestly, 400 years ago, everyone was farming, right? Or doing some sorts of farming, right? Everyone was very consistent back then. They all woke up and they all farmed. That's weird, right? Why are they so consistent? Well, because if they didn't farm for the food, they'd die. They wouldn't eat.
And the animals.
So that's pretty
motivating.
That's pretty motivating. There's not many. What happened to lazy farmers? Done. And the thing is, we're now in a society where you can be lazy. It's not that you'll die if you're lazy. So a lot of you guys choose to be it.
It's worse now than I've ever seen it. The reality is a lot of you just, let's face it, we all don't have to go hunt and fight for food, the stuff that like we were wired to do. And like, so you just got to get hungry again. Like, let's be honest. When's the last time you've skipped a day or two of like eating? Most of us don't know because we're just so programmed to eat and all that. You just got to get hungry sometimes for wholesaling. You got to want it. You got to take ramen noodles, and you got to figure it out. Sometimes you got to skip a meal for like a day.
No, I'd rather eat. Let me tell you this.
Listen, I'm just telling you, like we all eat. Like our bodies were designed to eat every few days, but like and don't get me wrong, I like to eat just like everybody else. But like the reality is, do you need to eat every day? No, you don't. Like, do you think life was so perfect? There was just food at every grocery store, and people were like, way back in the day, like they had to go out and hunt and fight for it and do it. And let me tell you, to be a good hunter, you had to be hungry. If you were lazy and you had a ton of food, you just didn't hunt well. And sometimes, and so you have to figure out what fuels your hunger. Like,
but you got to remember this.
Yeah.
It's the scariest type of animal? A hungry animal, right?
Yeah.
If you go find an alligator and that alligator already ate a bunch of food, it's not really that scary. A full lion is not a scary lion. A fat, full tiger is not a scary tiger. There's only one animal in the animal kingdom that is scary. That is the scariest one out of them, all of them. You know what animal that is?
What's that?
A shark. You know why? So the chemical for most animals is called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the chemical that makes you hungry. Basically, if the stomach doesn't have anything in it, it starts releasing that chemical to make you hungry. Okay?
That's my problem.
Sharks, if a tiger eats an entire meal, its stomach's full, it doesn't release that hormone, and then it's full, right? It's not going to go eat you probably. The thing about a shark is they don't have a response with ghrelin. They always have ghrelin dripping. No matter how much they eat, they're always hungry.
They can eat themselves to death.
That's the thing. They're always hungry. And so just because a shark just ate everything, it sees you, it's starving again. And that's why they're one of the scariest animals in the entire, and unironically, they don't really attack humans too much because they don't taste good. But I will tell you that if I was a fish or a shark, that's the scariest animal in the entire world. Because a tiger's not going to eat me if it is full.
But it's programmed because it doesn't know when it's going to see its next meal. And you got to understand, in the ocean, they can go hundreds of miles and never see another fish. So they are programmed in their DNA, just like you are. But you got to find like what makes you hungry. It should be like what your belief is and your conviction is my hunger was just 12 years of frustration in corporate America. I just couldn't take it another day. And I just go, I just said, it can't get any worse. That was my rock bottom. Some of you guys wait till rock bottom. Some of you hit it before you even start sloping off. Hell, it doesn't matter. But like, you have to have a certain hunger, because if you just go out there lazy, a younger, more aggressive wholesaler will eat you alive. Like, and what I love about this is I never talk about retirement and wholesaling. Like, somebody asked me the other day, like, when you're retiring, I go, I don't even understand what you're saying.
Well, okay. So we actually like retirement.
Yeah.
We like retiring wholesalers.
Correct.
We don't retire, but we retire other wholesalers.
But what I'm saying
FYI.
is most people work 20, 30 years of their life, and then they're like, I got just enough money to get me by. Like, no, like, wholesaling, if you do it right, you can actually do it. You can do it with any disability you have. You can have other people.
Oh,
you can just, it is your mind. And as long as you keep a sharp mind and take care of yourself, the sky's the limit in this business. And I love it. So find your hunger, because if you're not hungry, it's like, if it works out, I'll see. That I know you're not hungry. And I know how that's going to happen, because I know wholesaling is not the easiest thing in the world. To me, it's the greatest thing, but it's only going to reward those that have a thirst to succeed.
That's it. So guys, your worst fear on the phones, I want everyone to think about it really quick. If you're brand new, what's your worst fear on the phone? Oh, I hate you, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Do we have that in our head?
Mhm.
Okay, great. It's going to happen to you. Whatever your worst fear that's going to happen on the phone, it's going to happen. Get over it. Someone calls you a poopy head. Someone says you're mean.
Yeah.
Now, you can't relate to this, but I think a lot of people in here can relate. If you've ever grown up playing Modern Warfare 2 in the lobby chat on Xbox Live, you have heard the nastiest things said about you and to you after you beat somebody in a 1v1 death match. There is nothing from a Modern Warfare 2 Xbox Live chat that I heard that will ever hurt me of what you can physically tell me on the phone.
They're that mean?
It's
just
all I can tell you is if the FBI ever comes out, they're coming out with the JFK files. If they had if they came out with the recordings of the Xbox Live chats, specifically from 10, 15 years ago, a lot of people would be in prison. It's bad. It's pretty dang bad. Okay. So the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were the worst for sure. There's literally if you're my age, there's nothing anybody could say to you physically to my face that could ever offend me comparing to that.
Are people just being mean with each other, or like
it's anonymous? It's anonymous.
Oh, it's anonymous on top of it.
And they're 12 years old, and nothing was recorded. So it was bad. There's no censorship.
So it's just kind of like wholesalers.
It's like wholesalers.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone knows Modern Warfare 2 is the worst one. But it's a joke, but it's not a joke. I literally have not heard anything worse said to me than those days. And so whoever someone says something mean to you, you really got to think about it. Like, I know I'm saying poopy head to be funny, but like reverse that with any other word. Like when I say poopy head, you're like, that's so silly and stupid. It's the same word as somebody else. If they say another word, why is it going to offend? It's the way they say something, right?
So the challenge with that mentally is, remember, it's not what people say or do to you, because you have zero control and it's coming, and family's even worse. But you have the ability to decide what it means. So only you can offend yourself. Nobody can offend you. I stand on that hill. Number two is it's your interpretation of the events. Now that takes time and understanding, but your response is 100% in your control. So if you're ever yelling or like screaming at someone, well, listen, we all do it. But the idea is you're not in control. You're doing whatever you're biologically wired to. So there's difference between a response and a reaction. So when someone gets offended, like when you get offended by someone, like you don't have to share that to the world. You go, you know what? That guy said a weird thing. It made me feel funny. And then my little secret is float 30,000 feet above your body and imagine a third person going, why are you so offended? Like, because most of the time it hits a nerve of something that's stuck inside of us. It's a we problem. We don't want to give it out to the world. So if you're whining and complaining, that's one of your problems is you get so triggered and then you react. And if you get triggered and react in anything, you're never going to enjoy the outcome. And wholesaling is, in my opinion, no different. So we talk about cold calling. Someone tells you to F you, go, okay. Like if you give it meaning, who cares? They're just, you don't know them. And listen, guys, who's had a bad day here? And you ever had a salesperson call you on a bad day? Like, don't take it personally. Somebody could have died in their family. Someone got really sick. You don't know. And for those of you that honk at everyone because they don't move right away, you have no idea what that person's dealing with.
That's
Now,
it.
there's some bad ones out there, but some of you guys sit there with the horn, like you just honk at everybody. Like, stop raging your emotions. Don't get offended and just respond positively.
That's it. I tell everyone when someone physically says something mean to you, you know what I say? I say, my mom thinks I'm cool. And then they get like, what do you mean? No, you're a jerk. I'm like, well, my mom knows me better than you, and she doesn't think I'm a jerk. So I value her opinion over yours.
Yeah.
Physically, no, this happened to me lots of times over the phone with people. They don't know what to say. It's like, your mom does know you better than me. So yeah, you can call me a jerk, but like my mom doesn't think I'm a jerk.
My mom loves me.
And if I was being a jerk, she'd let me know.
Yeah.
She knows me a lot more than you. Over this 5-minute conversation we had, you're judging my entire life based off of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So just remember that, all right? Like, I always just tell people that because they physically don't know what to say. And it's like, yeah, your mom does think you're cool. So yeah, I respect her opinion over her. And if you don't have a mom, just say my dog thinks I'm cool. I don't know. Like, right? Your dog thinks you're cool too. So remember, guys, you don't have a knowledge problem. You have an action problem. All right. So I know a lot of people get really confused when they watch these live streams because they're like, where's the sales at the end of this? Where's the smack at the end, right? Are they holding the information back to the, no. Okay. Like I give all my best info. Guys, the knowledge it's already there. Go to freewholesaling.com.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 26-page PDF on wholesaling, by the way, too, that we just gave out. We've gone, I'm telling you, in 2025, we have gone all out on giving just the most insane content ever. We did this for two main reasons. Number one, we wanted to celebrate. Just kind of number one is we actually have grown our presence online to the largest in wholesaling real estate by views, watch time, people in the communities. And like, if I look at all of our social medias, the amount of views that we get are like, it's bigger than anything else that's ever been done in wholesaling. We just wanted to celebrate by going even harder on making even better content.
Yep.
Because we're just having more people follow us than ever. So we decided to go crazier. Everyone asked me to write a book. I wrote a 26-page PDF that I constantly change probably every other week. I'm actually rewriting the entire PDF as we speak. And it's really cool. We got our free communities, got all this stuff. And number two is we just want to do more wholesaling deals. And the only way you can do more wholesaling deals is to get better content to you guys. So we've been going crazier. You guys saw us going nuts on the whiteboard. We're just going nuts. We're really excited about it. And we're really, really excited. We're working on a AI course for wholesaling, which is cool for free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty dang fun. But let me show you guys exactly how to get that PDF, by the way. So I'm going to drop the link to the PDF right here. Let's go back here. Where is it? Right here. Here's the PDF. I'll give everyone the link right now. Probably going to change. The link's probably going to change, unfortunately. But here's the link to the PDF. Just dropped it. But pretty much everything you need to know about wholesaling is in here. So here's my software stack, what I use for software. Again, everyone knows I use basically X Leads for everything because it's free, all in one. You just pay for it once and everything's included. But basically, okay, best areas for wholesaling. I haven't even released this. My top 25 virtual wholesaling markets, they're actually all in here in the PDF. Pretty dang cool. My marketing systems, how to get a deal with no money at all. Pretty cool. My cold calling scripts, systems, tips, tricks. I have an AI repair calculator. I have a contract generator. All this stuff is absolutely free inside of here. 26 insane pages on how to do buyers, walkthroughs, all this stuff. It's all in here at freewholesaling.com. But the reason why we do these live streams, the reason why we share the stuff is we give it all for free and people still don't believe. Let me show you some truth here, okay? Here's 9. Look at this. You didn't see this during the live. This is funny. 9 said, do these guys sell a course? What's going on? I bet this person searched wholesaling to sell this live. And they're like, are they selling me a course? What's going on? Because they're used to this, right? This is how the whole game's played.
It's
okay.
whole game's played.
They're like,
I give you something free.
They,
and then
they,
I get you sucked in.
Look,
and
he's freaking out. He's like, people are telling me just to watch. That's it. Wait, no, like, where's the, like, do I have to buy something? And he said, oh, it's free and there's no payment at all. That's cool. Everyone tries to sell you something on a stream like this.
They do.
They're giving value, so they're going to ask for something, right?
Yeah.
And he's kind of confused, but that's the thing about it. Like, it's all free, by the way. Like, we have nothing. And so here's the funny part. He's literally saying, he's like, so there's no links. He said they don't sell a course. You can't pay for this. No, you physically can't give me money to learn wholesaling. It's not a thing at all.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we have a software. It's called X Leads, which is great, but like, you don't need that. The point is to help you scale, because I'm not going to get in the whole thing about how software companies are scamming you. But freewholesaling.com, that's where you go for it. But like, that's how you do it. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, if Canada comes to 51st state, I told everyone I'm going straight to Edmonton.
Oh my God.
I'm going to Calgary.
Dude. We are going to move there
that
for
oil.
We'd have to go there.
I'm drawing for dollars in Alberta.
that
I'm literally
would
going
be
to go.
fun.
Alberta's straight where I'm going. I'm drawing for dollars. Let's get this done by the summer for the winter. That's going to be great.
I would love that.
I'm telling you right now.
Dude, that would change so much for real estate.
I would be
we can't even own property in Canada. Like, the government doesn't let you do anything now.
I'm just telling you, Canada would never do that. But I'm just telling
Canadians
you,
can buy U.S. properties, but you can't buy Canadian properties. You can, but
I will probably
the
move.
expense is just phenomenal.
I would probably move to Canada for 3 months and just clean up.
It would be easy.
I told everyone I'm going straight to Alberta. We're going to go to Edmonton, and we're going there.
We'll find out.
Everyone in Edmonton hates Florida though after the Stanley Cup, but whatever. But yeah, basically, guys, if you want to learn wholesaling, freewholesaling.com is where it's at. Let me answer some questions here. Let's break this all down. Calgary's a cool area too. Let's see. Jimmy says, how do I get to level 3 on school? Jimmy, you actually have to participate in the community. That's the crazy part. If you want to post, you have to actually comment. People have to like your comments. People actually have to talk to you in the school group. You actually have to contribute. So everyone's like, oh, well, I can't just put, this is my favorite part in the school. Everyone's, what if I buyers, bro? You can't do that. That's the cool part about freewholesaling.com. You can't do that.
Somebody taught that in a course somewhere, because it's just posted everywhere. Everybody knows when they see that, they'll run from that person. Remember, guys, if you're not going to be authentic and connect with people, they read right through it.
Our scripts are actually my Facebook scripts for cash buyers. You copy and paste and post them into Facebook groups to get cash buyers. They're in the PDF too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, guys, we don't scam. We just give out the course absolutely for free. We have a free community. I have to say that in a really weird way because I don't know why, because everyone does that. So it's my paid community. It's a free community. Join my community. The community is free. Community. People get really freaked out over that. I don't know why people get triggered when I say that, but yeah, it's a free community. freewholesaling.com. Sorry, it's not a paid community. It's a community. But yeah. Yeah, Miss Kalisha, someone's seeking mentorship. It's free. Good. I don't know. I hate how everyone associates mentorship with paid. Guys, it's all free. Completely 100%. Not here to charge you anything. freewholesaling.com. There you go. Let's see what questions you got here. Let's see here. 100 contacts, 100 digital bands, 100 hours a week. That's all we're asking. Let's see here. Oh, get some door knocking on here. There we go. JT says, not scared of being on the phone, worried about what a virtual house is worth having not seen it. Therefore, we don't know what to say or offer. So JT Thompson, very clear you haven't been through freewholesaling.com. That's okay. I'm not mad if you haven't been through freewholesaling.com, but one thing I would tell you is if you go through there, it's pretty simple. Now, JT, if you don't know how to make an offer, fun fact, if you go to the free course, and let me actually pop up the PDF, because the PDF literally has I literally wrote everything in here. Mm-hmm. Let's find offers. Where's offers in the PDF? Let's go try to find it. How to come up with an offer. Right here, how to find offer price, right? Yep. So I show comps, I show all these things, right? Comping guide, all this stuff. Here's the repair cost worksheet. Here's even easier. Here's my repair cost calculator. Pretty cool, right? You just throw in your information and it will give you an AI prompt and you can send it to ChatGPT and get an AI repair cost. Also, then you figure out your ARV. So let's say it's $320,000. Let's say repairs are $25,000. Click MAO. Boom. MAO calculator does it right there.
There you go.
That's it. And you know people charge like $100 for these calculators.
I know.
that crazy? I get it off for
I don't
free.
know.
It's insane. Crazy to me. All right, guys, I don't have to make a mortgage payment. I own my house in cash. Okay, you own your place in cash. Like, we don't got to make a mortgage payment. We just give it to you for free. It's crazy to me. My mortgage is not paid for if you buy my calculator or not. It's insane. It's insanity to me. But yeah, JT, hopefully that answers your question. It's that simple. Easy. We chose violence today when we started this live stream, didn't we?
What's that?
We chose violence today.
Spartans.
I guess so. Let's see here.
You talk about Spartan training compared to wholesale training.
Oh, it's way easier.
Yeah, well, there was. You didn't have, so those people were hungry because if you didn't survive the training, you literally didn't survive. Like, it was, if you didn't survive the training, they just found replacements. Like, you're not a Spartan. Like, and you didn't go off and like work in the office either.
Oh yeah.
You probably fed that alliance. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So Edgar says, what do you think about hiring a VA for help with cold calling? Edgar, depends. If you have a job, do you have time? What I'm trying to understand, Edgar, are you doing this to avoid cold calling? Or are you doing this so you could cold call more? Do you have a full-time job? Do you not? Do you have a budget? Do you not have a budget? I'm trying to understand the best way for this, because the one thing Edgar is like, well, I can't make enough cold calls. Well, if you're going to X leads, right, and you're pulling, let's say, a high equity list, maybe you should pull some government lists, import it into X leads, get it all skip traced, and then you can cold call probably 10 times less sellers and get the same results, if not better. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's not cold calling 10,000 people. Maybe it's just calling 1,000 on a really, really, really niched out list. Might be the true answer.
I don't know.
There we go. Drives me crazy. Junior says, can you help me comp a property? It's a 3-1 with a 2-1 ADU. Oh, Lord. Okay. So it's a 3-1 with a 2-1 ADU behind the house to the ARV. Okay. So is this ADU permitted? Yes or no? See, here's the problem, Junior.
Yeah, once you put an ADU in, it's the values, you're going to have disparity because nobody knows what's permitted,
that's what I'm asking.
What's on record. It says, listen, if it's not, and the best thing is go to the property appraiser site. If that ADU is not on record, you don't get credit for it.
The reason X leads is probably going to be different is the assessed value is probably not the tax assessed value is probably not reflected on the ADU because it's not permitted. And that's going to throw off your comps because it's very expensive. Guess what? What if they threw that ADU on and it meets no fire code?
You have to knock the whole thing down.
And so it's like, and then the worst thing is when you have a 3-1 that's like 1,000 square feet, right?
Yeah.
And every house is a 3-1 with 1,000. You know this type of neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
And you add an extra 1,000 square foot ADU, you assume the property just doubled in value. No. No.
Sometimes it doesn't.
It does
translate.
not.
And the reality, if they don't have it permitted and it's not part of the public records, there's usually a reason it's not. And so you have to factor that in when making the offer, because when you go to sell it, if you have a problem and it's kind of like, crap, I don't know how to evaluate this because of this, you're going to have the exact same problem. So typically people are trying to give you a problem, but like have you pay a higher price. And you got to look through that in wholesaling and go, listen, I would love to add that square footage. If once you put it on public record, I can make you an offer correctly. But they probably did it without a permit. They didn't get it done correctly. And to go back and do the permits afterwards, it's not impossible, but a lot of the structure will have to be torn apart. And if you build me something nice and you just skip the permit and you miss a certain type of insulation or wiring and they got to start the whole thing over, you have to buy it twice. And so it's not twice as nice. So listen, guys, when there's a problem, you're buying it. Remember, you have to solve that problem and you have to sell that vision to your cash buyers. And if you can't, you have to get a significantly lower price. So buyers got to beware.
That's it. What's your tips for text blasting using the X Leads Ninja mode if I'm doing 3,000 a day? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But great. You can do it inside Ninja mode. It's actually pretty cool. So do I do ROS mostly or double whammy? So ROS is a form of double whammy. So this is getting technical with X leads. And again, guys, I do love talking about obviously, guys, I talk about X leads all the time on this channel, but I don't try to get into too much on it because this channel is not the X leads YouTube channel.
It's a wholesaling channel.
And I don't want it to be some X leads salesy thing. There's a link to get X leads. It's xleads.com, obviously. That's pretty much it. But what I want you to do is every single Saturday at 10 a.m., either me or Rick goes on the live streams and we do an entire support call. And with the go to the X Leads YouTube channel, and we really go for hours on this. I just don't want to bore everyone to death. But one thing I will tell you is the ROS is probably going to be the best one because it's the triple tap system. So that means if you send 3,000 texts, it's not 3,000 texts. So drop 3,000 emails to the seller with an offer, then 3,000 offers over a text, and then if they don't answer, then we send them over a text. We send them over for a call. And we can also drop a voicemail on there too. So I'll tell you the ROS is going to be way more efficient because you're not just texting the seller, you're calling them, texting, emailing, and dropping a voicemail.
Got it. So
you can use double whammy, but they might be like, well, I might be thinking about the offer. Qualify them, get them on the phone. You're good to go. Zero to Hero says, can you release a short X Leads video on how to convert Excel sheets so I can upload it? Guess what, Zero to Hero? I recorded for an hour and a half an entire AI video. I did my entire AI guide for wholesaling in 2025. Hour and a half video. I actually recorded it yesterday. So probably in a week or two, it'll get edited. It's going to take a lot of editing, unfortunately, from the team. But I actually showed exactly one of the parts of AI was how to actually merge fields from government list so you can skip trace it inside of X Leads. So that video should be dropped in about a week or two, but it's all for free using AI. I also shared some never before seen AI things. DeepSeek did a tiny little update. Gemini came out with their Flash 2.0 system yesterday. That's why I was able to record the video finally. Some really awesome stuff with AI that's absolutely for free. And that's going to be one of the videos in the AI course we're coming out inside of freewholesaling.com. So it's pretty exciting stuff we got going on here. Let's see here.
Somebody just put a comment on the bottom. You'll enjoy it.
So if you're doing 25,000 text a month, you would only do ROS. Here's the thing, man. I wouldn't. No. The reason is it is a lot easier to text 25,000 people because it's a drip. Literally inside of Ninja Mode and X Leads, you just tag them text and it will drip out 3,000 texts a day for the next month. The cool part is you just tag text and it'll send 3,000 texts out right there.
It's cool.
You can't do that for calling. No, but let me be honest with you. You can't call 25,000 people efficiently. That's a lot of calls.
It's a lot.
So scale out the texting using the texting double whammy. Let's see here. What's the site to pull the government list, bro? Ivan, my guy. FreeWholesaling.com.
Yeah, go watch the video.
How many times I've said freewholesaling.com today? How many times?
Somebody asked on the bottom if is $49 for real.
Let's see here. Where? Yeah, it's actually $49 a month. Yeah, shocker.
Guys, you
got to get the annual for it.
First of all, we give you free. The catch to it is you got to commit to a year, but you get 50% savings. I can't offer you a bigger incentive. Some of these companies offer you what, 9, 10, 12%. Come on, man. I don't get out of bed for 9, 10, 12%. I do get out of bed, but like the idea is you get rewarded for committing to it, and we do it for you. And honestly, you'll commit to it much harder.
People don't believe it's $49.
$49, dude. You compare the value to anybody else's.
Well, the reason is I'm like, how much does it cost if someone signs up and stays for X Leads for a year?
Yeah.
How much is our hard cost? It's $49 a month. So that's why we sell we literally sell for $49 a month because that's our break-even cost. Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
There's not one person in wholesaling software that does that. They sell it for break-even cost. And guys, I'm already telling you why I'm doing it. I'm just trying to get every wholesaler to have X Leads. Now, I'm not going to do the Jeff Bezos thing where he gets all the market share, then jacks the prices up. I'm not going to do that. I don't even know when the next time we do a price increase. I mean,
take advantage of what we got now.
Have one. We're not doing a price increase for the next very, very long time. So don't worry. Don't feel like I'm telling you have to get it now.
At least a
But
week.
a week. No. But guys, we're literally that's our break even. So yeah, it's real. I don't think a lot of people see. People don't believe it's just that. People also
They don't, guys.
They
It's
don't believe
there.
we give free wholesaling information.
Yeah.
They don't believe that the communities are free. They don't believe any of it. It's crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. So, would you ever sell X leads? So I'll let everybody know. People do want to buy X leads. They do. You guys, let me tell you the dang truth about X leads. We have so many signups. I think we're the 4th or 5th largest wholesaling software ever. But you know what they want to do when they buy the X leads? First of all, we'll make a lot of money selling it if we wanted to. They want to take X leads. All right.
Yeah.
And they want to triple the prices. And
Do the value
they
add.
know if they triple the prices,
Yeah.
maybe 15% of you guys will leave, but then they can triple their revenue. The thing is, I don't think like that, and you don't think like that.
Nah,
So everyone that has tried to offer to buy X leads, they want to take X leads, start charging not $97 a month. They want to charge $199 a month, and then just jack up the prices. And they know when you double prices, and if half the people don't leave, you actually make more money.
a lot of money.
It's a money thing, and we've been offered very nice. And they said this is what we want to do, and I said I'm good. And so yeah, we're not selling it, and yeah, that's all I could tell you. Every single software guy they build the software just to sell it.
Pump and dump.
If I was looking to sell it, I would actually charge the most. Like I'd be like $150 a month for the basic. I'd be $250 for the pro, and I'd be $499 for the X.
You'd be like every other person that sells it out there.
Yeah, and we'd probably double the revenue that it made.
Yeah.
And then I'd be able to sell it for double. So if I was looking to sell it, I'd have the prices up, and I'd use our reputation to go jack up prices. But we don't do that. So yeah,
Not gonna happen.
not going to happen. So guys, if you want the best wholesaling software, go to X Leads. But also, guys, if you want to hop on and talk to Rick tomorrow, Rick is going live at 8 p.m. tomorrow inside the Discord. He's hosting the Discord call tomorrow.
It'd be fun.
8 p.m. This is not going to be live stream. We did a live stream last week for everyone. This will not be live streamed anywhere. This will be exclusively only inside of zachdiscord.com. Be there or be square. 8 p.m. on Friday night, 8 p.m. Check them out there. And then on top of that, too, I will be on Sunday night, and I will see you there.
So I'm doing Zach Discord on Valentine's Day, so I can have like 500 people as my Valentine.
There we go. All right, guys.
Show me the love of Valentine's Day, guys.
There we go. All right, guys. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Go right here to freewholesaling.com, our free wholesaling community. And of course, we'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.